Well, let's hope that everything goes off without a hitch. Hopefully everything is good to go. Hopefully, boom, there we go. Cool deal. Hey, good morning, everybody. Shout out to you guys. I'm sorry I had some messages coming on and trying to get everything squared away for the Bobo. I did not want to be late. I do realize I'm 4 minutes late. Forgive me, folks. A lot to share with you on this fine Monday morning, and I just took the quickest shower I've ever taken in my life. I was not going to take a shower previous to doing the Bobo, but I was funky, and I was like, could I get away with it? Could you guys smell me? Could you smell what the rock is cooking? I don't mean could you smell the rock that's cooking. I don't know where I'm going with that. All right, folks, I've titled this Bobo, What a Crazy Weekend. John Lowry, shout out to you for that subscribe. We got the goal up here, folks. Help us reach that, please. Shout out to everybody already up in here. I got a lot to share with you guys. We didn't have any videos over the weekend. A couple of people, like 2 people, tweeted to me, Joe, where's the videos at? I was working on videos all weekend long. I wanted to have a video on Saturday. I wanted to have a video on Sunday. Unfortunately, we didn't have a video on neither. There is a perfectly good explanation for that. I'm not slacking. Pantera, shout out to you as well. I'm not slacking, folks. I'll share the story with you guys. As we begin this, I know a lot of people are waiting for my reaction. I'm going to share it with you guys right now. As much as it pains me to say this, it's so fucked up because in today's video, you'll see more of what I'm talking about. But as much as it pains me to say this, folks, I want to go ahead and congratulate the Kansas City, Kansas Chiefs. The Kansas City of Kansas Chiefs for winning the Super Bowl. One thing that I would say while filming yesterday, you guys are going to see that today. Shout out to you, Dr. Tom, for the subscribe. We had another one as well. Big shout out to you as well, brother. It means a lot having you guys rocking with us. As much as it pains me to say, shout out to Kansas City for winning the Super Bowl, I really don't particularly like that team, but they deserved it. They played well, and they won the damn Super Bowl, and damn it, Patrick Mahomes is one of 3 of the youngest quarterbacks to do it. Brady was another one. The youngest was Ben Roethlisberger. Crazy. They were all 24 when they did it, but just different months. Actually, I think Ben Roethlisberger was 23 in some months. So shout out to them Kansas City, Kansas Chiefs. If you don't know what I'm talking about right there, I guess it was a tweet that that the president tweeted out saying, shout out to Kansas City, Kansas. Crazy. Crazy, crazy. Haynes, thank you very much for the best YouTuber 2020. It really means a lot. Thank you. Carrot Gaming says they are in their prime. They are. They most certainly are. Folks, I would film a video yesterday or a continuation of a video. You guys are going to see that today. And in that video, I predicted that the 49ers were going to win the Super Bowl. That's who I wanted to see win. Not only because I fucking can't stand Patrick Mahomes nor Andy Reid, but who am I to judge? They're winners. They won. And they played damn well to win, beating the best defense in the league, beating Jimmy Garoppolo, Tom Brady's understudy. How does that even happen? Folks, I watched this entire game mostly for the commercials. And, in the fourth quarter, when 49ers were down by 4, and there was 1 minute and 30-something seconds left, and it was 3rd and 10. Now, I just want to speak my mind right here, and correct me if I'm wrong. It's 3rd and 10. There is 1 minute and 38 seconds left in the Super Bowl, and you are down by 4. You're down by 4. It's do or die. You're not getting the ball back. My thing would be, hey, let's get first downs. Let's pick up the yardage, burn up the clock. Why the fuck, Jengar, shout out to you. Almost to that year? Is that what it is? Oh, 10 months. Yeah, damn right, Jengar. Almost to that year, boy. Hope all is well, Joe. It's not really, but I'm going to share it with you guys. It's 3rd and 10 with 1 minute and 38 left in the Super Bowl. You don't want to give Patrick Mahomes the ball back. So guess what? Here's a brilliant fucking idea. Let's do a Hail Mary. That's a smart play. Let's burn up one of our plays. Trying to go all the way. There's such a thing as being, trying to do too much. There's such a thing as being greedy. I'm not a coach.
Here's to helping you get them subs.
Shout out to you, Kimberly. Very much appreciated. Thank you very much. It really means a lot. I didn't understand that play at all, but that was when I turned the game off. And then they sacked him or whatever, and then he threw the pick, and I was like, oh boy, this shit is super over. I don't want to see the end of this. What I would learn after the fact, doing a little research, Jimmy Garoppolo had the worst quarterback rating, the worst passer rating ever of a fourth quarter quarterback in the Super Bowl, folks. His passer rating was a 2.8, and you're in the Super Bowl. You supposed to be clutch. You was Tom Brady's understudy. You'd been there before. That's what they was saying. I don't know. But neither here nor there. Shout out to Kansas City. They won it. They deserved it, and that's it. That was it. Shout out to Tom Brady and the Hulu ad. I think to myself, Tom Brady's a free agent right now. San Diego Chargers and the Las Vegas Raiders are in the hunt for Tom Brady. If Tom Brady goes to either of those two teams, I'm no longer watching football, and I'm going to start watching cricket. I'm going to give you cricket updates, the top 10 cricket plays on Monday mornings. But it was cool seeing Tom Brady there. It was cool seeing Bill Belichick flex with them damn rings. Link, shout out to you for keeping that hype train going. What's 74% to the hype train? His free agency is mid-March. Okay. Slum one says, watch football. I like soccer. So there's that. All right, I'm going to move on, folks. Way more important shit to talk about than them Super Bowl ads. Hey, I'm going to tell you real quick, there is a couple things I got to say. I want to see a couple movies I want to see. Got to see that new Top Gun. My God. Top Gun Maverick. Oh, boy, Tom Cruise don't never age, do he? You notice they couldn't get the original chick that played in that movie anymore because she's too old. She washed up. And I wonder if I'm not really following what it's all supposed to be about. Is it a remake of the original? Or is Tom Cruise actually playing the son of Maverick? Because that's kind of what the ad made me feel like. Is Tom Cruise playing himself except as a reborn, younger version? The son of the original Maverick? Is that what this is about? My God. Kelly McGinnis. Thank you, Hold the Beretta. But I want to see the Top Gun. I want to see the Quiet Place 2. That looks good. Even that Disney flick looked good. A lot of those Avenger movies look good. I don't even really watch those. Sam says, no, it's the sequel. Tom Cruise is cloned. It might be that Scientology. I don't know. I'm going back to Scientology where they're from. I'm going back to Clearwater in March. Tammy, shout out to you. You said on Twitter you would be here this morning, and here you are. Thank you for that subscribe. All right. So cool commercials. I don't know what the best commercial was. Probably that Top Gun commercial. The Google commercial kind of made me tear up a little bit. I was like, God damn, boy, they got all these pictures. But they be listening to everything, though. P-Cube, shout out to you for the host. Thank you very much. All right, folks, a lot to share with you guys. What a crazy weekend it is. I don't even want to... Nav, shout out to you for being up in here. The Jeep commercial, that was okay. I don't even really want to tell you about the crazy weekend in terms of why there wasn't any videos just yet because it is very doom and gloom. So let's go a little around that, and we'll come back to that. Where do I begin? Where do I even begin, folks? I guess I can begin with today you're going to see a good video. Without a question, you're going to see a good video. Who makes a guest appearance in today's video? Well, we've got Dave with the dreads. We've got Jellico. We've got my homeboy Connor. And the most elusive of special guests that we could possibly have, folks, we've got Gay Dave. Except he's not really Gay Dave no more. He's just Dave. And a lot of people going to be in this video, folks. And what the premise of this video is, folks, the HVAC installation. That went about as well as you could expect it to have gone, considering all the problems that we've had thus far. Roll it. Ooh, that was a nice turtle head. Folks, we attempted to get the HVAC installed this weekend, and what a shit show that turned into. One thing that you guys have told me for the longest time, and it's something that I really got to pay attention to, is you get what you pay for. Well, my oh my, would I most certainly get that. I started with some super professional, super about their business HVAC mechanics who told me they were going to charge me $1,500 for the install. And I said, no sirree, Bob, I'm not paying that. We got to find it for cheaper. Connor, can you help me find it for cheaper? And sure as shit, Connor found it for cheaper. Folks, we went from a $1,500 install to a $750 install divided by 2 technicians, I guess you could call them. You got to imagine you get what you pay for. So, I'll give you the rundown, and then you'll see quite a bit of this in the video today. So, the HVAC install was supposed to take place on Saturday morning. That's when it was supposed to be there. I get over to the house first thing on Saturday morning. Everybody who I need to be there is there. We've got the electrician. He's there. He's ready to help these HVAC guys. He's there to be at their beck and call. If they need that HVAC connected, he's the guy to do it. Darren, shout out to you. So anyways, the electrical guy was there. The 2 HVAC technicians were there. One guy, really good guys. Neither here nor there. They both were really good guys. One guy was basically the labor. The other guy was basically the finisher. Finish him kind of deal. Now, the laborer, he knew everything. He knew everything about setting and running ductwork and flex and all that good shit. He just didn't know how to connect, things. He knew how to do all the basics. He just doesn't know how to do the full install. So when I get there, the electrician's there, the 2 HVAC technicians are there. I'm like, yo, this is going to be a great day. This is going to be a great day. But then I notice that there's this old white man sitting up in my house. I don't know who this dude is. I'm like, yo, who the fuck are you? Is not what I say. It's what I want to say, but I don't. I'm like, and you are? He says, oh, I'm Bob. Bob fucking V. I don't know what his name was, nor did I care. Struck me peculiar that this complete fucking stranger was standing in my house. You're not supposed to be here. Isn't that an R&B song? You're not supposed to be here. Who are you? So this guy says, hey, I'm Bob. I'm here to grab such and such. I said, wait a minute. There's only one such and such that I know. He's my HVAC technician. The fuck you mean? The fuck you mean? You about to grab such and such? He says, yeah, I got to take such and such over. He's helping me with an HVAC. So I'm not really picking up on what this guy is putting down just yet. And then my such and such HVAC guy comes to me and he's like, hey, man, I got to go do something real quick. I'll be back later on. And I'm like, oh, okay. I mean, I'm not following, but he was like, and the other guy, such and such number 2, he's going to be here all day. He's going to get everything squared away. And then all I got to do is come behind him and just tie it all in. Just tie it all in. What I would end up finding out later on in the day, all the way throughout the entirety of the day, is that such and such number 1, the lead guy on this job, double booked. He double booked, right? Now, no big deal, okay? He would call me later and say, hey, look, I'm running a fucking 18-vent cut-in on a 4-ton unit over here in fucking Bayrene. Somewhere. He was far away. I said, but I thought that you said you were going to do my HVAC today. He said, don't worry about it. Don't worry. Hey, look, we'll get it. I'll be there. I'm going back over there just as soon as I get done with this. Dry up your tears. I'm going right back over there. I said, okay, thanks for letting me know. The other guy's over there. He's getting everything done. And I can't be mad. I can't be mad because work is getting done at the house, right? I can't be mad just yet. Not just yet. But I will have a reason to get mad. Roll it. Oh God, I need a suppository. So anyways, Now, mind you, I'm dealing with something else. I'm dealing with critical mass all weekend long. What a crazy weekend it was. That's the main thing that I need to share with you guys. So I can't really pay too much attention to this fucking, shit show of an HVAC install that's taking place. Now, guy number 2 is adamant about getting his half of the money. His half of the money is $350. He's like, but you're going to be here to pay me, right? I said, I don't know if I'm going to be here. I got the money. I said, so you might just have to meet me. He was like, okay. And this guy was very good, very good. So he did everything that he was supposed to do. Big sting to God, though. Shout out to you, brother. E.T. Zeno, yeah, it didn't feel right. Trust me, it wasn't right. Long story short, I say that. We're not even halfway through the story yet. By the end of the day, I'm sitting in Applebee's, I think, with my wife, drinking my Coronas, no coronavirus. And lead man would call me. And it's later in the evening. It's probably like 4 or 5 in the evening. He calls me and he's like, hey, man, I'm just getting back over to the house. And I'm trying to do this voice that I don't think is really registering with you guys. I don't know how to sound like I'm on heroin. How do you sound like you're on heroin? Hey, man, just getting back over to that. Did you go do an 18 duct cutout? Or did you just go fucking sniff a fucking bundle of caps? Is what I'm thinking, but not what I'm saying at all. And instead I'm saying, oh, well, thank God you're over there. Make sure the copper stays there, if you don't mind. If you could be a deer, make sure you don't cut up the copper into little pieces. That way you could take it to Sims Metal and get you a nice little motherfucking trip back to the dope man. Hey, man. Yeah, I'm back over at the house. And, I'm going to get this done. So I'm like, oh, fuck. What have I done? What in the fuck have I done? You get what you pay for. You get what you pay for. So, needless to say, by the end of the day, he would let me know. He couldn't finish it. Tony, shout out to you, man. Thank you very much. St. Louis, that's in Kansas, right? It might actually be. St. Louis? So long story short, he tells me he can't finish it. Guy number 2 shows up at my house to get his pay. Me and him have a nice little conversation about what the fuck's going on with guy number 1. And he tells me that him and guy number 1 and guy number 2, they do a lot of side work together. And they get jobs done. They get the jobs done. But he says, it's becoming more of a thing where guy number 2 gets left on the job to do all the shit work. Guy number 1 disappears to go do another job. So even though he's only charging half of what the pros were going to charge me, really, he's making that up by double booking. Slum One, you're absolutely correct. Mitch Madden, shout out to you. Camo Fisherman, shout out to you. E.T. Zeno, one way to tell somebody's high on dope is their voice for sure. You better bet it. St. Louis, Missouri. I know I'm cracking a couple of jokes at that tweet that Trump made congratulating the Kansas City, Kansas Chiefs. I don't know, it's just funny to me. It's always something. Crazy shit. But anyways, Sunday rolls around, right? And guy number 1, who couldn't finish the job, tells me, hey, look, I'm going to be there bright and early to button this thing up. We're going to get it done. And I'm like, cool deal. Froggy Style, shout out to you. Thank you. And he's like, I'm going to be there bright and early. So Sunday morning rolls around yesterday, Super Bowl Sunday. Shout out to them 49ers that shoulda, coulda, woulda. He's there bright and early. So now I got to be there bright and early because now my electrician can't be there. And I can't be mad at him because he was there all day Saturday. And you can see how this thing just turns into a big clusterfuck when one person fucks it all up. Tony, shout out to you. Is that your last name for real? That's pretty interesting. So Sunday morning rolls around. Guy number 1, the lead man, he is there. I show up. I got to unlock the place because nobody else has keys except for the electrician. And I go in there, and folks, I can't believe what the fuck I see. Who's ready? Raise your hand real quick if you're ready for the shit show to really begin. Who's ready for this? Okay, I see all hands are up. Let's roll it. I walk in the house, folks, and the first thing that I see is my kitchen that I've laid out. Now, we've rearranged the kitchen again. I'm trying to get countertops. I might go get those today. I don't know. I got a lot of videos I got to get filmed. But I found the countertops that we need. We're no longer going with Butcher Block. We're going with Formica. It is what it is. It's cheap. The whole kitchen's cheap. But guess what? It's a kitchen where there was none before. So I walk in, and mind you, I don't know if I've told you this or not, but we've again changed where the refrigerator is going to go. At first, it was right by the back door. Then it was right beside that closet that Brian built. Well, now it is again close to the back door. And see, the kitchen's turned into a little bit of a clusterfuck, but bear with me. I'm going to run down the layout real quick, and I know you guys will be able to follow this. I can't remember exactly how it was before, except for the refrigerator being on the opposite wall. Well, now it's back to right by the back door, except not necessarily right by the back door. It goes like this, back door. And then the first thing that you see is the dishwasher. It's got to go there. It just got to go there. So it goes dishwasher, refrigerator, sink, small counter, something like that. Stove, small counter, bar, something along those lines. But it goes dishwasher, fridge, sink. And I'm telling y'all right now, when you're washing your dishes, you got to go around the refrigerator to get to the dishwasher. And I know people will be like, that's kind of fucked up. Why not just switch the refrigerator and the dishwasher? You can't. You can't do it because the door is in the way, and this is the only way that this is going to fit. So fuck it. Even though you got to go around the refrigerator to get to the dishwasher, hey, you got you a fucking dishwasher where there never was one before. And in fact, this kitchen that I bought didn't even come, with a dishwasher being able to be connected into it. We're making it work.
Could have called Scully, beaming face with smiling eyes.
I know. I should have called John Scully. That's what he does for a living. Kimberly, shout out to you. So anyways, long story short, we got everything laid out. I'm trying to get measurements for countertops. I'm learning how to cut Formica countertops by YouTube videos. Who would have thought this shit was such a pain in the ass to do? It really is. 76ers fan, why can't you rehang the door? Because the fuse box is literally right. I mean, we are stuck between a rock and a electrical spot for sure. It's all we can do. We are going to make the door, instead of being a right swing, it'll be a left swing. So that might, make it a little bit better. But regardless, it's still going to be a little bit of a clusterfuck. But I haven't even gotten to the best part. I'm just letting you guys know that we were relaying out the kitchen so I could figure out countertops and all that good shit so we could get the walls put back up. Well, here we go. Something else that you guys have preached to me. Not only is it you get what you pay for, it's also, Joe, you don't put certain things in before it's time to do so. Just like with the tile work. Why would you do the tile? Just like with the vanity. Why is the vanity in the bathroom so it can get fucked up by the goddamn sheetrockers? Is it their fault or is it mine? I think it's a little of both. Folks, I walk into the house on Sunday morning. The first fucking thing that I see is the stove. Brand spanking new. $500, I believe, is the price of the stove. And also, and the stove is out of the box, where it never was before out of the box. Saturday, when I was at the house, the stove was not out of the box. Sunday morning, when I walk in the house and the first thing I see is the stove, the first reason I even notice it is because it's out of the box. And, I'm gassing this up, and I don't want this to be as much of a letdown as it might seem to be. But, folks, when I look at the stove, the front of the stove looks like it's been hit with the buckshot from the 12 gauge. The entire glass to the oven, gone, shattered, all over the ground. I'm like, what the fuck? Should have been a gunshot right there if it was on YouTube, but it's not. We're here on Twitch. My blood pressure goes from a 190 over 200 to a 350 over cardiac arrest. What the fuck? That's a brand new fucking stove. Why is it out of the box? what the fuck happened to the front door of the stove? First it was a bathroom door stolen in a fuse box. Now it's the goddamn door to the stove? When will I catch a break? We're supposed to be installing HVAC. Why is the stove even out of the box? That's the first thing that I see. You'll see it on a video today. You'll see it on a video. So not only do I see that, I'm like, what the fuck? And as soon as I'm saying that, my head is rising at the same time. And as my head is rising, you got to really, you got to go like this. It goes like, what the fuck? What the fuck again? What the fuck? What the fuck? Now I'm looking at the ceiling, folks, and I can't believe what I'm seeing. I see what looks like somebody has damn near fallen through the goddamn sheetrock. Sheetrock busted up. And it's not that bad, but it's enough for you to see somebody stepped on that shit. And I'm like, what the fuck, stove door? Fuck. What the fuck is that? What the fuck is that? What the fuck is this? What the fuck is that? I swear to God, it wouldn't be felon flippers if, somebody wasn't going to prison for 10 years and the whole house was just falling apart. Silly Willy, here we go. Shouldn't even have had the drywall up. Joe, it's all your fault. There's goddamn rafters up there in the fucking ceiling. And if you do HVAC, you would know you'd probably spend a little bit of time in attics, crawl spaces, things like that. So, stove door got, hit with the motherfucking, the 12 gauge slug like the police was shooting the hinges off that bitch. I don't even know what happened. I wasn't here. I'm like, damn, man. Like somebody fucking with me, man. Is the house haunted? Sick boy. That was exactly what I was thinking about right there. Sunset, shout out to you for that subscribe. Like I'm thinking to myself, I'm like, yo, man, we got a motherfucker. We need an exorcist in this bitch. I see broken shit. I see
Poltergeist house.
Maybe the house is starting to tell us something. What is it, Lassie? People smoked crack in here? Well, we already knew that. They stole the previous HVAC and took it to the dope man after they went to the plasma center and to the scrap yard. We already knew that. Glass door shatters off of the stove. Maybe not only were they smoking crack, maybe the goddamn house is trying to tell us that they were smoking that glass up in here. Isn't that what they call meth? Meth rocks? Chris says your workers is a shit show. I mean, it's my own fault. It's my own fault. So, I don't know what happened to the stove. I don't know who fell through the ceiling. But here's the kicker. We're halfway into the kicker. We're halfway into this. So mind you, my HVAC number one guy, he's here. He's sober this morning. All right, it's only 8 o'clock in the morning. It's too early for a cap of dope. Or is it? So, HVAC number one is there. He's getting all set up. I had to let him in the house. I'm like, what the fuck? I don't know if he's really in there when I'm saying all of it. I know he's in there when I'm talking about the stove for sure. He had to be. Right? Big Dave, shout out to you. Serbia says, you need a bricklayer? Whew. I don't think we do. That we will if we knock this house down and start completely all over. Slum one, I already know. So look, I get up in there, I'm tripping over the goddamn stove. I see the ceiling, I'm tripping over the ceiling. The HVAC dude is getting his shit together. And he's like running around, getting everything squared away. And I finally ask him, because it only makes sense in my detective's mind. Just like how we pieced together all of the, pieces with the Brian situation. It only makes sense that here's this guy who calls me yesterday half-baked. Way worse than that. Have you ever fucking, never mind, I don't want to go there. But, this guy calls me, he's like, yo, man, I'm over at the house. Boy, it's like Ray Charles. I can't even see you, motherfucker. I can't see you, but I can see you. I can see you through the way your voice is sounding. You sound super fucked up. So it only makes sense to me that this OSHA disaster was the one that put the hole through the ceiling. So I asked him, I said, hey man, you know anything about this? Do you know anything about this? I mean, because I don't know what size shoe you wear, but that looks like that could have came from your fucking foot. Oh yeah, man, yeah. I fell. He was like, I didn't even step on it. I fucking fell. And now I'm like, oh my God. See, I went from being pissed to being thankful because I was like, Jesus Christ, you were high as fuck off of the dog food over at this house attempting to install HVAC, and you tripped, slipped, and fell on the dick, so to speak, missing a rafter, hit the sheetrock, and that was the only thing that spared you from falling through the ceiling and potentially killing yourself. Thank God I did the sheetrock too early. Yeah, man. Yeah, I tripped and I fell. Oh God, thank God you're okay. Are you okay? CB420 says you shouldn't even have to wait to ask. I know. That was another point that I was going to raise, but you already got that. Yeah, I mean, I had to ask this dude for him to tell me. Had I never said nothing, would he have ever told me? Probably not. So there was that. But here's, and then there was, of course, another kicker, right? So he's there. He's at the house, and I'm meeting all sorts of people over at the house yesterday. I'm meeting him. I'm meeting Connor. Gay Dave's coming over there. The electrician I thought was going to be there, but he wasn't. I couldn't be mad at him. He was there on Saturday. Not his fault. So as I'm waiting for everybody to get there, I got my wife with me. I don't want her to just have to be sitting here. So we end up going to the store or some shit. We're gone for a little while, maybe 30 minutes. Just enough time for Gay Dave to get over there and Gay Dave to get over there. And it was Dave who showed up. When I get back to the house 30 minutes later, mind you, I'd only been at the house long enough to have a heart attack over the stove door and the sheetrock, let this guy in the house, and then to leave. 30 minutes later, me and my wife pull up to the house, and guess what we see? I see a work van, and I'm like, oh shit, is that Dave? Dave got here? Dave's already here. Cool deal. I get there, get out the car, and here comes lead man number one, who left all day on Saturday to go do a full 18-unit cut-in on a 4-ton unit or whatever. And he's like, hey, man, hey, I got to go fix a thermostat. And I'm like, what the fuck? What is you doing, man? This ain't good. This ain't cool. This ain't good. So he leaves again. Fucking leaves again. Dave shows up. We get a cool video with him. He makes a cool appearance in the video. Connor shows up. Connor's showing up to check on the work that these guys have done. They've done okay. They've done okay. A couple of things that had to be fixed, but no biggie. One of them was, the most important was, guy number 2 who did all of the labor work, his job was mostly to set the air handler, set the duct or the air, I can't remember what all this shit's called, and then to hook up all of the duct work, which is called flex, to all of the vents where air will be pushed out of the house, in the living room, the dining area, the kitchen, the bedrooms. There's 5 places where air and heat are going to come out of. Living room, dining room, kitchen, 2 bedrooms. Well, Connor's like, yo, man, this fucking duct work, a.k.a. flex, this shit is tight as a bitch. And I don't really get what that means because, I'm like, well, okay, we got to put straps on it and we got to hang it because that's like part of the code. It's got to be hung up. He's like, yeah, but if it's too tight, the air can't flow smoothly. The air hits a wall because you're pulling it so tight, it creates like a fold in the line. So no biggie. We're going to fix that today. It's only one that really needed to get fixed. Other than that, that was it. And dude disappeared again. He ended up showing up again, finishing most everything. But long story short, had this dude just been there on Saturday, my electrician was there on Saturday, folks, the video would end with us and the Angels Weeping song. Oh, I can't even do it. God, I got no voice. As we hit that damn thermostat to heat, and we got that coming out of the vents. But unfortunately, folks, it wouldn't work out like that for us. And unfortunately for you, the line you crossed was real, and the plants you brought with you were illegal, and the labor that you hired was getting what you paid for. So your bond is set at $10,000, and your HVAC won't be installed fully, hopefully, until this evening. So now I got to go, I got to be at the house way late for all of this extra shit to get done. And we can just film that video, folks. Brace yourself for, what do you call that? Whatever you call the HVAC, the air, the heat. So, crazy shit, right? Crazy shit. Silly Willie says it's turning into a tent. Yeah, we could do that. All right. So that's the story of that. More issues, always issues, but that's what it is. And one thing about it, hell hath no fury like the lessons we're going to learn on this gig. The Real says you need to upload this on YouTube. That was hilarious. It's funny that you bring that up because that's going to kind of tie into moving on. I told a story on Friday's Bobo about going to a chiropractor, how I thought that was kind of like going to a pill mill. Well, I downloaded that, and I was going to use that for the video on Saturday. I was going to use some video that Jellicoe filmed of picking up this guy, Cruz. That was a possible candidate for a video. Long story short, we just didn't have a lot of videos. And then I had all of this shit that I had filmed since about Thursday of last week, where it was like a couple of different clips of us going to the house, getting some work done, things like that. Well, none of those were like full videos. The Jellicoe going to pick up the dude, I didn't get a chance to fully edit that. And I did download the chiropractor story, and I got really far. I almost got done with it. You know how many beeps I had to use? Like how many censor beeps I had to use for saying fuck? Folks, I got to really watch my amount of cussing. I don't like cussing so much. I feel like every time I cuss, my blood pressure just be going up more. Also, neither here nor there, I want to say this. We got the sub to the Bobo goal up here. It says only one. This thing is way off because since we've done the Bobo this morning, we've had a lot of subs. So shout out to everybody who subbed. We probably had damn near 10. And shout out to everybody who's followed this thing. Thank you guys very much. But anyways, moving on. So I got this whole story of going to the chiropractor ready for YouTube. And I'm like, yo, this shit is really... Hey, this is the Jekyll and Hyde shit right here, because people going to see this, they're going to be like, damn, Joe, you cuss? You cuss? I thought they had just cast you in that new Million Disney flick that I saw the commercial for yesterday during the Super Bowl. I thought that was The Last Samurai 2. I was so disappointed when it said Maloon, whatever it was called. I was like, what the fuck is Disney? Disney. Not watching this shit. Even Twitch rips us off. Crazy. Camo, what the hell is going on? All right, so anyways, long story short, there would be no videos over the weekend. You're probably wondering yourself, Joe, what the fuck was going on?
Let's talk about the CNT hair comment on the last YT video. Grinning, squinting face, that was hilarious.
Kimberly,
face with tears of joy.
CB420 says, I subbed through Amazon. Does that count? Absolutely. Thank you very much. Waffle said, did you go to a YouTuber chiropractor? Nope. And I surely hope that they don't see these videos that I've made little snippets of on Twitter and also on Facebook. It'll be over for me because I got to go back there today at 12 o'clock. It was a crazy weekend, folks. And here we go. Like when you watch the Bobo, we go from one extreme to another. I was just sitting here telling you this fucking crazy story that, I'm trying to make entertaining, and I'm hoping that you guys are getting some laughs out of, even though it's really sad as fuck the way this house is going. But neither here nor there. We can laugh at the blunders. Well, folks, we're getting ready to take a turn for the more, it's just completely polar opposite of where we were just at. Why there was no videos over the weekend. What a crazy weekend it was, folks. Here's the bottom line. Yo, my wife is fucking going through it. And this shit is as fucked up as it possibly gets. You know, I've talked to you guys, and I've mentioned it in a video and really just in passing on YouTube about, hey, we did IVF round number 3. It didn't work. And on the Bobo, I've definitely gone more in depth into that. Well, folks, you know, this is something that just doesn't, it's not as easy as just, okay, well, it didn't work. All right, because, you know, think about it like baseball, 3 strikes and you're out. Yo, my wife is legitimately feeling like she ain't never going to have kids. And she is fucked up. She's super depressed, super fucking just sad, and there ain't nothing that can make it any better. Ain't nothing that I can do. Ain't nowhere we can go. You can't run from this type of shit. You know, in the past, when we've done this and it hasn't worked, think about it like this. All right, here we go. When round number 1 didn't work, and I got that video, I think it was called like the worst day of my life. We made it to like 10 weeks. The baby had a heartbeat. And then all of a sudden, you know, we go in there for the ultrasound and they just said, okay, well, there's no heartbeat. So that's that. And I mean, this fucking destroyed my wife. Stress OW, shout out to you. Thank you for that subscribe. Now the counter's working. What the fuck? Yo, this destroyed my wife, and it destroyed me too. It was the worst shit in the world. Even thinking about it, it still is, to think about how destroyed my wife was behind this. So, when round number 1 didn't work, you know, I don't know what to do. I don't deal with feelings too much. I'm almost a sociopath. Prison made me that way. I've laughed and joked about that in the past, but I'm emotionally detached from almost everything. I love my wife more than anything, but I got a hard time showing the emotions. In prison, you can't be like that. It's not about being no hardcore gangster motherfucking, let me put some pool floaties on me and make fun of felony fucking muscle, because I really want to do that video. Fuck that guy.
The counter only counts new subs.
It's not about being the toughest guy, right? Oh, you can't cry. It's not about that. It's about you dealing with it. You don't deal with it. You don't want to deal with it. I can imagine the comments are going, insane. Forgive me for saying that. That was kind of out of character. I'm better than that. So anyways, when we went through the first time and it didn't work, I remember like the first day afterwards, we rode around for like all day, not going nowhere. And then long story short, we would end up start working on trying to buy this house. So we focused on something to not focus on that. So we didn't really process that or deal with that. And my wife definitely did. And that's my fault because I don't know how to, oh God. I don't know how to deal with shit. So round number 1 didn't work. That was detrimental. Round number 2, a Hob, shout out to you. Thank you for that subscribe. Round number 2 didn't work.
Cali muscle. Give the details.
Cali muscle? Oh, no, not Cali muscle. I said felony muscle. I rock with Cali muscle. Cali muscle's doing really cool shit. Felony muscle's a guy that's, you know, talked shit about me, tried to chase clout off of me. You know, I can't respect that. I just can't. And I get it, but I don't have to like it. So there's that. Anyways, round number 2 didn't work. We didn't make it that far. We only made it to like maybe 1 week after we did the transfer. So when round number 2 didn't work, it was really, and this is sad to say, but it was really like, you know, we didn't really think about it too much because we were like, okay, well, there's still the third try. Third time's the charm, right? Third time's the charm. We did the third time, and that didn't work. Didn't take at all. So usually what happens, they'll do the transfer 10 days later. They'll call my wife and say, hey, you're pregnant. The first 2 times they did that. Well, on this third time, 10 days after they did the transfer, you know, they called her and they were just like, so nope, didn't work. And they're very nonchalant about this. And I'm not blaming them for that. This is their job. Their job is to make millions of dollars off of this. because that's about what they're making, millions of dollars. It cost a lot of money to do this. We spent $35,000, $40,000 on this for this not to work. So when it didn't work, I told you guys on a Bobo previously, I said, the worst feeling was when my wife came home from work that day and she looking at me like she ain't never going to be a mother. And that fucked me up. And then it caused problems with me and her. She questioned whether I should stay with her. I said, I married you. You're my wife. You're my life. I've never disrespected my wife. Never would. I value. I don't value much. I take a lot of shit for granted. But one thing I'll never take for granted is my wife and my marriage. Never would do that. So, since that happened, that was like 2 weeks ago, maybe a little bit longer than that, 2 or 3 weeks ago. But since then, it's been like up and down. And like we'll do things and she'll be okay. But then what I realized over this past weekend, she's really not okay. She's really not. So long story short, the whole fucking thing was, I was really just trying to be there for my wife this weekend. And I wasn't really doing too great of a job at that. There's nothing that I could do. We had some very real conversations. And, we talked about adoption. And we've talked about things. And, there's no good options to none of this shit. And in my mind, and I'm just being completely honest with you, I said this one time on the Bobo before, and people really laid into me for this, but I said, fuck kids. I don't like kids. I hate them. I despise them. And a lot of people are like, damn, Joe, what the fuck? That's the face of the future. What are you talking about? You got to put yourself in my shoes here. Like every day in my life, I'm trying to avoid children like they're the fucking coronavirus because of, the thought that puts in my wife's head. And, you can't go nowhere. You can't go nowhere. Children are like what the coronavirus is turning into. They've plagued the world. They're everywhere. And I know that sounds super sinister. Forgive me for that, but you got to put yourself in my shoes. I'm trying to figure out a way to help my wife get beyond this. Now, she'll tell me, eventually she will get beyond this. But how does a woman get beyond that? Because I can't fathom how that works out. One of the greatest joys for a woman, and I'm not being sexist saying this, this is just what I think, is becoming a mother, right? And I hate to fucking say this. I hate to say this. But I bought these puppies 2 weeks before Christmas for my wife, this great Christmas present. And I bought these puppies not only to be that great Christmas present, but also to be like that emotional support thing, right? But a fucking animal ain't the same thing as a fucking person or a child. You know what I mean? So, man, there just ain't no good way to get through this. There ain't no good way to get, and I guess it just takes time. It's just one of those things, but I said this from the very beginning of IVF with my wife. I said this to her. I said this to the doctor. Actually, I said it to the doctors first. And see, I really don't care what people think about the things that I say. And on the Bobo, I give it to you as real. Like, I call it what it is. And I said this to the doctors as I was paying them $25,000 in cash. I didn't film that. I should have. But I didn't want to seem like, I was balling like that for real. That $25,000 was damn near everything I had during that time. For the first time, right? And as I'm laying out these bands, 25 of them, right there. I had pictures of them. They were on my other phone. I should have saved it. But as I put these on their fucking dumbass desk, I asked them, as the sinisterness is just bleeding through their eyes, they're probably thinking of that new AMG fucking Mercedes fucking coupe they can go, buy all cash now. Matt Cody, shout out to you. Aaron, I'm going to address that adoption comment in just a second. I asked these doctors, I said, how many lives do y'all fucking destroy in here? How many marriages do y'all destroy? They don't like me. They never did. And I had to really even stop going there because I couldn't go to all the appointments with my wife. I could only go during the major things, the transfers, things like that. I had to stop going there because I was fearful that they would not allow my wife to go there anymore. Like, I was no good. And it wasn't like I was going to do something stupid.
Joe, it wasn't in the stars for me to be a biological mom. It takes time to accept. Just support and understanding helps.
Kimberly, thank you so much for that comment. And I told my wife, I said, maybe you need to talk to somebody, but that makes it sound like she's fucking crazy. I hate that. But anyways, neither here nor there. So what a crazy weekend. Folks, could have had some videos, but there were more important things than the videos. And that was it. And it took me a while to realize that. It really did. But it's the truth. So anyways, we'll get back on track starting today. And hopefully, my wife, man, she deserves everything. She really does. She puts up with a lot of my shit, all of my shit. You guys don't ever see the worst of me. Trust me. If you think sometimes on this Bobo I can be a handful, you ain't ever seen me in the real. Because sometimes Joe be getting like bipolar and stressed out and down and depressed. And I don't want to do shit. But anyways, I want to go back to this comment that Aaron had made talking about the adoption thing, right? And I'm going to be honest. I've had a really deep conversation with Rabbit about all of this that I've just shared with you. I've had a really deep conversation about all of this with Jellico, right? Because I need to talk to somebody. And I can't tell you everything I said. Can't tell you everything. But I can tell you this. When I think about adoption, I've been back and forth on whether I think that should be a possibility for us, right? Like, for example, we've watched season 2 of I Am a Killer on Netflix. The second story that they share is the most fucking gut-wrenching story of a man who killed his 2 adopted grandparents. He was an orphan who got passed around and molested and all sorts of fucked up. But I'm not saying like that type of shit would ever happen with me. I'm saying when you think about adoption, when I think about adoption, sometimes I think about like these kids that grow up to resent their adopted parents. You're not my real fucking parent. And then you got to tell them like it's a whole shit show right there you got to go through. But more important than that, let's just say hypothetically we really wanted to pursue adoption, which I've also heard, I can't confirm nor deny this, that shit is expensive too, right? I don't know who you're paying, why you're paying. Think about Richie and the story that he shared selling the meth baby. Y'all remember that? Shit's expensive. Living says surrogate, not even on the radar. I've seen too many Lifetime movies about that. Fuck all that. But my main thing is this, let's say we really wanted to go for adoption. Well, adoption, they do like a massive background check on you, right? Like they want to know everything about it. I feel like, what if my criminal record gets in the, whoa, you're a felon? You're a felon? Like there's certain things when being a felon is more important than not. And look at how things are changing. Oh, felons are now allowed to vote in certain states. Felons can, in certain cases, travel out of the country. My homeboy Sean, he was a felon. He got all of his rights restored, which I should be able to do. And he's now a legal gun owner, which is the craziest fucking thing for me to hear. Like, what the fuck? Sean, I remember back in the day, I'm talking about in that boy, see, I can't even tell them stories now because I've already said too much. But I feel like being a felon would most certainly get in the way of adoption. Adoption, it seems like all they're looking for is a reason to stick some red tape to something. Being a felon, I truly, I wonder if we can do any, research on it. I'm about to do it. Can a felon adopt a child? Here we go. Boom. Let's see what they say. I don't even want to read it yet till we all read it together. What are they talking about? Generally, regulations for adopting a child specify that any applicant who has been convicted of a felony, I don't have any of that type of shit, are not eligible. Well, let's see what they say. Can a felon adopt a child? Felons are typically incarcerated for a number of years. Well, that's pretty typical. What if it's your first offense? I guess they said typically, though. During this time, they're separated from the families. Okay, we don't need the whole backstory on, the history of what a felon is. When felons do return home, they often desire to start a family, having children. Folks, this is about to be interesting as fuck. I'm about to make a video about this shit. Shit, I'm about to turn my tragedy into ad fucking revenue, and I ain't even kidding about that. I mean, fuck it, my whole life is on the internet as it is, and I mean, this is as real as it fucking gets. Lord, what is up with my phone? Boy, what other prison YouTube's doing this topic? All right, here we go. I got the comments pulled up right here. Hey, I don't want to read your free guide. Okay, just as with other couples who are unable to have a baby and decide to adopt, felons' thoughts and desires may run along the same lines. Does having a felony conviction prevent felons from being able to adopt? This blog post will address all of that. Okay, on the surface, the answer would appear to be no. Well, boom, that's all we needed to read. After all, so many rights and opportunities are lost or taken away as a result of a criminal record. Why would this be any different? Is there somewhere we can call to just get the straight answer of this? Is there somewhere we can call? As with anything pertaining to felons, the question of being able to adopt is not an easy one to answer. The reply is as usual. It depends. Doesn't it always depend on something? Okay. Generally, regulations for adopting a child specify that any applicant who has been convicted of a felony. Yeah, so I don't have any of the bad type of charges. They may also not have been convicted of any felony for physical assault, battery, or drug-related offenses within the past 5 years. Damn! This shit's almost like a job application. They better ban the box on this bitch. It's been like 10 years since I've had a felony. Okay, so seems about right. So the short of it is possibly. There's that. Froggy Style says they are usually case-by-case basis anyways. Yeah. Probably. All right. Death Note says, you're a negative person, man. You need to find some positivity quick. I won't argue with that. And I do apologize for that. I don't try to be super negative. But damn it. If you think that that's negative, I think you're probably going to hate what I'm about to share with you next. All right. So, moving on. We'll have to do a little research in there and figure out what the possibilities are for that. We don't have a lot of time. I got a lot of shit going on today. I want to share with you guys one final thing. We have fixed the Bobo. So we should be able to play BitLife and Dream Daddy and all that shit. I didn't get a chance to test it today because we had a lot to talk about. But not only that. Folks, we have done something that we haven't done since the very first time that I did a live stream on the internet. Now, where the fuck did it go? Why is it always so hard to... Oh, there it is. Okay. So anyways... Oh, God. Wouldn't this be interesting? Okay. I'm going to have to be very, very careful here. Don't remember. Oh, boom. There it is. Okay. Let's see if this works. Boom. That should, oh yeah. So that should work. Is it working? And of course it's, okay, cool. All right, oh shoot. How do I get out of this? Cool. All right, well, that's a bitch. I don't know. Oh, perfect. There it is right there. Okay, let me see if this works. All right? Let's see if this works. Son of a bitch. All right, so bear with me for 1 second, and... All right. You remember I told you, like, I thought about doing interviews where I was, like, just talking shit to people? I think we found a way to be able to do that. I told Cody what my idea was. Cody thought it was crazy. And it's doing it. Oh, yeah, it is doing it. So Cody thought the idea was crazy. So let me see if I can do it. Boom. This thing is so slow, though. I don't know how this will honestly work. My God, why is it so slow? So we got this screen mirroring thing going on with my phone, and it is so fucking slow. I don't think it's going to work. But the game plan was to be able to... All right, well, I can pull it up right here and show you. Okay, boom. So what you're looking at right here, folks, and I can't even pull up the Bobo. I can't even pull up the chat on my phone because of this. So we got the screen mirroring going on my phone. Boy, look at these Instagram views. We get better views on Instagram than we do on YouTube. Look at this. We got Ju-Man up here. We got the crazy lady. We got Joker. I want to find Joker so bad. So bad. So anyways, with this screen mirroring right here, what we thought about doing was, now let me change this so I can show you. I got to show you better than I can tell you, but okay. So here we go. Let me make sure that I'm only showing this person. I don't know how this is going to work. All right, cool deal. So boom, we go back to the screen mirroring, and let me introduce you to Big Troy. Big Troy wanted some clout. He's about to get it right here. So anyways, here's Big Troy right here, folks. This is the guy that he deleted his messages. He's like, hey, bro, I just did an interview with 23andMe. I would really be interested in your channel and would be honored if you would have me. I ain't trying to hear nothing you're talking about. I didn't even see these messages. And, hey, bro, I'm a huge fan of APS, I'm talking about addiction and recovery on my channel. It's called After the Heroin Fades Show. Well, he had some other messages. He deleted those. Hey, Rick, shout out to you for that gifting going on right there. Thank you very much. So anyways, he deleted his message because I put his message on Twitter. So he was like, you better take my picture off Twitter, motherfucker. I ain't give your snitching ass permission to put my picture on Twitter. I said, laughing my ass off. Now you got me going. Dustin, damn, that was 25 subs right there. Hey, Rick, shout out to you. Thank you very much. I said, laughing my ass off. Why did you delete your other comments? You a clown. Mad because I wouldn't interview you? LOL. Get the fuck out of here. Laughing my ass off. Oh, and by the way, you can't do shit about that Twitter. His name's Big Troy. So anyways, this guy would end up trying to video chat me a billion fucking times. I don't have notifications turned on for Instagram. So if people are trying to video chat, I don't see it. And I might, God, if I saw it, maybe I would have answered it. You know, but all it would have turned into was a shit-talking show, right? So anyways, he called me like 1, 2, 3, 4 times. And in the midst of that, he was like, answer, bitch. Talk all that shit. Do it live, punk. I mean, I'm saying, what am I going to do? You think it's not hard to be a gangster over a video chat? I mean, shit. How hard do you want to go in the paint? This is called being a cell warrior. You know, this is called barking behind the bars. Say that shit when the bars swing. When the bars swing, you swing. You know what I mean? Shout out to you guys. Imagine, shout out to you for them bits right there. And yeah, man. I mean, like, say that shit live. Well, fuck. Folks, before we wrap this up, can we call this? Oh, yeah, we can call him right here. So let's see if we can call him. Now, I know this thing is going to be all sorts of fucked up. Damn it, I know this is going to be fucked up. Let's see if we can get Big Troy on the line. And now this thing is lagging hellified. So I don't know how we're going to be able to not have the echo. I may have to do it via the computer.
What's up, man?
Hey, how you doing?
What's happening, brother?
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I'm driving, man. I'm dropping the old lady off to work.
Hell yeah.
Bro?
Hey, I just wanted to talk to you about that interview. Are you still interested in that?
Yeah, man, but, you know what I mean? Like, I know what it's going to turn out to be, you know what I'm saying? Like, about the little comment I made. You know, I actually was going to apologize to you, like, after I sent that. I knew that was, like, catty as fuck. You know what I'm saying? Like, being like, oh, fuck you then type shit. I knew that was, like, after I sent that motherfucker, man, I was like, I embarrassed myself. You know what I'm saying?
I've embarrassed myself as well, and I want to
hear me?
apologize also. So I want to say that.
And you had,
Are you there?
oh, you did, man. That was, you know, I was way out of line for the shit that I said, and you know what I mean? You know, so let me go ahead and apologize.
Well, I appreciate it. Look, I want to just touch base with you and see if I could even get you on the line. I saw that you'd called me a couple of times, so,
Froze up.
you know, by you apologizing, I want to do the same thing. The connection is kind of bad, and I'm not seeing or hearing you too well.
Believe it or not, man, I really am me and the wife are, hang up and call you back. Hold on a minute, man. Let me get stopped and then try to call me right back. All right, brother?
I'm going to try to give you a call in a little bit. Let me see if I can get a better connection, okay?
All right, I appreciate it, brother.
All right. Bye-bye. How was the quality of your video chat? It was good. Okay, look. So I'm not going to say nothing bad about this dude because, you know, he did apologize. Oh, shoot. I got to make sure that, damn, I got to turn that off. All right. Cool deal. Cody told me the worst fear with this would be that we would leak. Stop mirroring. We would leak something. So anyways, there's that. Could y'all hear that? Could you hear it? I don't know. So with that right there, I want to let you guys know that it might now be possible to do interviews, you know, via Instagram. So if you're not following me, follow me at Joe P. Guerrero on Instagram. And there it is. Sand says you could barely hear it. Hear what, Camel Fisherman? You guys are saying you could hear it. E.T. Zeno says you're a bitch, but now his brother. Well, look, I'm going to be honest with you. I've been there, okay? I've been there. I've been there being mad at somebody and, you know, saying all sorts. And who am I? You know, I'm somebody who fed right into it. All I did was yeast the situation up. You know, had he picked up that call and been like, yo, what the fuck do you want? It's about damn time your bitch ass answered. That would have probably got me, that would have probably got my juices flowing. But the man apologized. And I was wrong as well. I think it was not the police who said I'm super negative, and I'm not sitting here trying to deny that. I know I can be. I can be a bit of a pessimist. So as we wrap this up, let's do so with a kumbaya type of a moment. And this is no sarcasm intended. That was good. That was good to be able to, you know, clear the air with that guy. And maybe, if we're lucky, we'll get somebody who we can't. I've got people who are reaching out on behalf of other people to do interviews that I don't want to interview. And if, like, I don't want to get into it. It's nothing too, like, it's not bad, but I'm just not interested in it. Okay? I got a fucking house to try to get right. I got dudes to try to put to work. And I got to figure out where I got to figure some other stuff out too. But neither here nor there. Sick Boy says, hold hands, everyone. I want to thank Rick for all those subs right there, man. Appreciate that. I want to thank each and every one of y'all for being up in here, for listening to me share the story about this crazy fucking weekend. We got an awesome video coming to you guys today with a ton of guest appearances. Dave with the dreads, Gay Dave, Connor, Jellicoe. It's like a kumbaya type of a moment. E.T. Zeno says, why is this guy worth an interview to begin with? Well, he just started sending me messages. I don't think that I would do the interview. Def Not the Police says, Joe Bro collabs is good for content. I get it, you know, I get it. I just feel, I've always felt weird about that. Like, I can't change, man. I feel like that shit is fake as fuck. Oh, hey, what's going on? Tell your subs to be my subs, and then we could all be subs together. Like, I ain't got shit, like, I never got down like that. Never, not really. Maybe a couple of times. And maybe with, certain individuals. With certain individuals, but I don't know. You know what I feel like it would be? Like, you look at a lot of these new people who are coming onto the scene and they're blowing up, and, as they rightly should. I see people who are brand new to this shit and they videos look like they've been doing this shit for 10 years. Who the fuck you got putting your videos together? Because if you doing it, boy, you smart. But I feel like I would be trying to hold on to a dead horse. Hey, wait, I'm still here. After prison show, we're still here. Look, we got your new favorite rapper's favorite rapper. I ain't about that. You know what I'm about? I'm about paving the motherfucking way. You know what after prison show is going to be remembered for? Watch for your next fucking favorite prison YouTuber to go buy a fucking house. Anyways, look, it is what it is, man. NYC says, do you still like lockdown? I don't not like anybody. And yeah, lockdown's local, so I ain't got nothing against him. He's been doing his thing. And I don't have any issues with anybody who don't got no issue with me. If you got an issue with me and I get wind of it, yeah, I got an issue with that. I mean, really, I shouldn't, because it is what it is. All we're going to do is sit there and bitch about it, maybe over an Instagram live stream. No, fuck you, motherfucker. But it is what it is. So there's that. Folks, have a great day. Thank you so much for being up in here. It's Monday. We had a lot of good stuff that we talked about on here. I'll look forward to bringing you guys an awesome video later on and getting back on the Bobo tomorrow and letting you know how this chiropractor round number 2 goes, because I'm on my way over there. Got to get some videos filmed. Got to figure out if we can duct tape the stove door back together and possibly also duct tape the ceiling. Have a great day, folks. I'll look forward to talking with you guys again later. And until then, peace.